Hello, Cryptonauts, and welcome back to another episode of Cryptocurrency Chat. I'm your host, Jake Jabarelli, with my co-host, Blockchain John, on this, the 5th of February, 2023, with episode 483. As you guys can see in front of you, this is the coin tree, as we always show. How's it going, John? It's Sunday.
It's actually going good. I did a lot of. I'm sure you get those days too, right? Where you just dive deep into the crypto sphere space, down the rabbit hole. That's what I did last night, and it always excites me that this is my passion, dude. I love this. So just finding something new and just diving deep into it, it's exciting to me.
Yeah,
So that's what I did over the weekend. That's me geeking out, man.
cool. All
So
right, let's
yeah,
get to the news. You want to take us with this week in crypto?
sure.
Twitter?
This week in crypto, Twitter, Sam Bankman-Fried emailed witnesses and brought bought Come Rocket tokens.
Yep.
Okay, that's okay. The steady recovery of market leaders Bitcoin and Ethereum was outdone by several surging altcoins this week, including Polygon, Render, and Shiba Inu. The fifth week of the year was the fourth week of 2023 growth for crypto markets. Public interest in the catechism unraveling of FTX continues unabated this week. On Monday, crypto news account at Tier 10K shared an email sent by disgraced former FTX CEO Sam Bankman-Fried to a witness in the ongoing case against him for several financial crimes. An email in which he suggested to witness one that they quote unquote use each other. And here is that tweet.
Just doing crimes in public.
Yikes. In a similarity, obsequious, what? What is that word?
Obsequious. Obsequious.
Obsequious?
I'm pretty sure that's right.
Obsequious. Okay, I'll ask Google later on.
Obsequious?
Yes. Obsequious tone. SBF also tried to link up with the new FTX CEO, bankruptcy lawyer John J. Ray III. Why? Why? Dude, what are you doing, man? Also on Monday, blockchain attorney Lisa Rubin tweeted some important but overlooked news about the mini bills relating to crypto that were considered in late last year's Congress. And here's that tweet from Lisa. Any crypto introduced in 2022? Now wiped clean. The new Congress took office January 2023. This means for any crypto bills discussed last year to be considered, they will have to be reintroduced to the 118th Congress. Wow, all that work just to be
Just down the
wiped off the table.
drain. Oh, darn. Start over again.
On Tuesday, avid crypto fan Thomas Brazil shared a graph from the examiner's report into bankrupt crypto lender Celsius. It's more ammunition for crypto skeptics who say the space is covered in Ponzi schemes. I agree. Here's
Yep.
that tweet from Thomas. Hashtag Celsius. Wow. Using the examiner's report and excluding sell tokens, it seems Celsius was insolvent as far back as early 2021.
I think they were insolvent the whole time.
Yeah. Twitter
Well,
user at my.copy, a declared fan of cryptocurrency Avalanche and Phantom, on Tuesday announced an unfortunate rug pull from a so-called social token and NFT platform named Rally. The project's website is down, and the last activities from the official Twitter account were a like and a retweet back in September. Ouch.
mm-hmm.
That same day, Coinbase director Connor Grogan shared an incriminating list of purchases made by Sam Bankman-Fried. Again, come on, dude. And his
Guy
former crypto
can't
hedge
stop
fund.
criming, can he?
Seriously. And his former crypto hedge fund Alameda Research. Last Sunday, Grogan even accused the FTX clique
Click.
of
Yeah.
contributing to the bank run that collapsed Celsius by depegging Lido staked Ethereum. Ouch. Earned.
Oops.
An account dedicated to Polygon News called at NARB Trading tweeted some bullish stats. More individuals NFTs were sold on Polygon than Ethereum via leading marketplace OpenSea for the second consecutive month in January, according to analytics by Dune. Which doesn't surprise me. Obviously, it's a lot more affordable with transaction fees to do it on Polygon in comparison to Ethereum. Makes sense.
Yep.
On Wednesday, a Twitter account devoted to, quote, making sense of DAOs, which goes by the handle at deepdao.io, shared a table highlighting the pronounced growth in DAO treasury funds over January. Okay, now,
Making
there's a list
sense.
here.
Making sense of DAOs. This is what all the DAOs are, and this is what they're making sense of it.
Well, I guess
Uniswap
nice.
is a DAO. It's worth $2.7 billion.
British thespian Anthony Hopkins continues his journey into the NFT space with a piano composition that has been in the works for a while. Now, can we play this or
No,
we can't?
I can't play it.
Oh man, that's horrible. Well, for the viewers and the listeners out there, you gotta check this out, man. Go to Anthony Hopkins' Twitter, listen to this.
Well, we also have this
It's
linked in.
amazing.
We have this link that you can click on in the description below that will take you to the article that we were reading from, which will, of course, take you to this tweet. That's another way, if you can't find it on his
Perfect.
Twitter feed.
That's even easier. Thank you. MasterCard's former NFT product lead, Sethi, announced his resignation on Thursday in a multi-tweet thread. He also included harrowing allegations of workplace bullying and exploitation in the company. And
Okay.
here's his tweet. I have resigned from MasterCard. For the past year, I served as the NFT product lead. I evangelized Web3 for MasterCard leadership and regional teams, as well as for all Fortune 500 clients and partners. This wasn't easy, but read on for why it was necessary and what's next.
And he has this long thread.
And Cryptonauts, we are done with This Week in Crypto Twitter.
Yep. This Week in Coins, also by Decrypt. Bitcoin barely budges, no alliteration intended, but Render and Sheeb surge. There's a good reason for each of these. After briefly dipping last week, Bitcoin and Ethereum continued their steady 2023 growth with modest gains this week. All the while, however, several other leading cryptocurrencies posted sizable rallies, not including Rally. Rally's bad. Do not buy. Bitcoin added just over 1% to its value over the last 7 days, currently trading slightly above 23,000. Actually, right now, slightly less than 23,000. As you can see to your left, Bitcoin, there it is, down 2%. Anyways, this article was written this morning. Bitcoin mining difficulty hit a new all-time high, which is not good because that means everyone gets less, this week as miners continue to deploy more hardware to mine the largest cryptocurrency by market cap. Despite the sector being hit by mounting energy prices and a recent spate of bankruptcies, the price of stock for Bitcoin-exposed cloud software company MicroStrategy, which we will talk about later. Actually, did we? No, we didn't. We didn't include that article. Never mind. Has risen nearly 100% since the start of 2023 and rallied 12% over the last 5 days of this week. MicroStrategy chairman Michael Saylor is a huge Bitcoin bull, probably the biggest, and has filled the company war chest with 132,500 Bitcoin, worth slightly over $3 billion today. Ethereum rose 5% and currently trades at about 1680. It's not true, but it's close. According to data from CoinGecko, the network on Wednesday tested the withdrawal feature of its much-anticipated upcoming Shanghai update, which will finally enable validators to withdraw their earnings. Validators currently have to stake 32 ETH, roughly $50,000 worth, to validate transactions and earn rewards. It's not bad, 55% on 54,000. Both market leaders briefly dipped on Monday in anticipation of another round of interest rate hikes by the Federal Reserve. Last year, the U.S. Central Bank, not a CBDC yet, hiked interest rates by 75 basis points, 0.75%, the steepest hikes since 1995, 4 times in total before rounding off the year with another 50 basis points hike. Crypto prices swiftly rebounded on news of the latest hike announced on Wednesday, which was only 25 basis points. Matic token on Ethereum scaling network Polygon rose almost 10% over the week to trade at about $1.25. At the time of this writing, that's $1.27. More individual NFTs were sold on Polygon than Ethereum via the leading marketplace OpenSea for the second consecutive month in January, according to analytics by Dune. amid a growing push for brands and Web3 gaming on the platform. This is good. It's much cheaper to trade on Polygon. Say again?
Nothing. Go ahead.
Other notable rallies among the top 30 cryptocurrencies by market capitalization include Ethereum Classic, which blew up about 10% to $25. Cosmos Atom rallied 9% to just under $15. Litecoin rose 12% to just under $100. And the popular Ethereum-based meme token Shiba Inu surged almost 30% to 0.00001513 as of time of this writing. Such a silly thing to say. Render, RNDR, the token behind the blockchain-based distribution rendering solution Render Network, skyrocketed an eye-watering 95% this week after a new foundation was formed and DAO voters passed a new tokenomics model. My bad. Meanwhile, Leo token holders took heavy losses, over 11% this week. The official utility token of the crypto exchange Bitfinex currently trades at 341. Finally, on the political side of things, not that anybody cares, the UK Treasury on Wednesday outlined a regulatory regime for crypto business in Britain. The proposal says that the companies wishing to set up shop in the UK will need to obtain authorization from regulators. Yeah, so that's a thing. The Treasury also acknowledged a need to accommodate crypto's unique features. So that is all we have. What are you gonna say, John?
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I mean, it's part of regulation. Sounds like they're just trying to do everything by the book. That's not a bad idea, man. If you have
It's
a
very
Bitcoin ATM, and
very
there's going to be regulations on that, right?
stiff upper
KYC,
lip. Stiff upper lip. Very, very prim and proper, because that's what British people... I'm just joking. It's a meme. Anyways, continuing on with news, which I thought was really fascinating here.
Yes, I did too, man. Bitcoin, will it run Doom? Kind of. Bitcoin enthusiasts are uploading content to the blockchain as inscriptions akin to NFTs, including a playable clone of classic shooter Doom. Yeah.
This is really slick. I'm really fascinated by the fact that they're trying to run Doom on blockchain. So does it run? Yeah, it kind of runs. Not really, but I mean, I think the biggest distinction, and this is kind of important that the article makes, is every inscription on Bitcoin through the Ordinals project is labeled a digital artifact because it is complete and decentralized in and of itself. It is immutable, as they say, unlike NFTs, or rather most NFTs, whose metadata can be modified and even deleted by the creator. So they're trying to go with this everything on the blockchain. Pardon?
You said and deleted?
Yep. This is something that, all right, not all NFTs, right? I guess not Raven, but...
No. Well, I mean, in regards to this, in regards to the ordinals.
No. They're saying it can't be. It's unique, as in it's definitively on the blockchain. It will always be on the blockchain. It will never be removed from the blockchain. If you do it on the blockchain, it stays there. So as they say, what's done on blockchain stays on blockchain.
Yes. What I read a little bit into the ordinals project, I guess they've been trying to do this since 2012. That's a while ago.
Well, 10 years now.
And I think there was a proposal there to bring proof of stake to Bitcoin. Obviously, that did not happen.
Nope.
I don't think it's ever going to happen.
Probably not.
But that was a way to on-ramp ordinals. But it looks like the way they did it was through Taproot, and that's pretty cool. And I guess from what I can understand how it works, can I just go into that real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
From what I understand, just correct me if this doesn't sound right. It sounds like every Satoshi, which technically has its own UTXO, its unspent transaction, which means that every Satoshi is in itself a unique asset. There's no one Satoshi like the other, right?
Right. You're talking about each individual Satoshi is unique?
Yes.
Wow.
Every single Satoshi is unique. So there's no other Satoshi like the other. And every single one of those have a UTXO. So that's how the Ordinals project can actually connect or chain images, music, digital artifacts. That's the term they're using, digital artifacts, to each Satoshi. Does that make sense? I just kind of briefly read through the Ordinals.
I mean, you know it better than I do. I don't know the Ordinals project very well yet, but
okay. Well, that sounds about right. I'm going to go with that. All right. Let's see. Every inscription of Bitcoin through Ordinals is labeled as digital artifacts because it completes decentralized, and that's what's cool. It's obviously decentralized, and it's on Bitcoin. It's forever immutable. Yeah.
Exactly. This is what you were talking about pre-show, was the putting all your images on blockchain, because
You
then
know
it's
what?
stored forever. But I
You know
mean,
what's interesting? Way before this, there was this thing where people used to burn. I say burn, burn metadata,
mhm.
hidden artifacts,
Yep,
um, in the blockchain itself.
yep.
And one I will never forget. I forget which actual block it is, but it's Nelson Mandela image burned right into the blockchain.
You remember when I can't think of his name, Wolf, the guy that was messing with the Dynamo blockchain? Every single time his um, miner mined a block that he won, he attached one of his furry porn images to the blockchain.
Okay,
So there's lots of
okay,
furry
so that's
porn stuck into Dynamo's early blockchain, because when he was mining it, he was doing that. So yeah, there's plenty of
so
porn on Bitcoin. It's not the only thing. So
yeah.
um,
So when it comes to like I was saying, in the early days, people were burning stuff into the blockchain.
yeah.
Honestly, I did not think we were ever going to be able to do that again because obviously the transaction fees and just people processing that through the blockchain is going to be very, very expensive. But somehow, and I still got to read more into the ordinals, somehow the ordinals project was able to do that and tethered to not just the blockchain itself, but to each individual Satoshi. That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
I want to look more into this. There's another rabbit hole I'm going to go down.
Okay, so moving on to another Bitcoin factor from Kathy Wood. Bitcoin is the ultimate insurance policy, Kathy Wood says. With only your seed phrase, she says, you'll be able to cross the border and reclaim your wealth, which is kind of the in game here. Let's just talk briefly about John's experience with his early days of Bitcoin. And we're not going to say how much went missing, but we're just going to say that I had a similar problem myself, not with Bitcoin. In the early days, for Litecoin for me, I discarded a computer. Well, I didn't discard the computer. I discarded the drive, which I should not have done. But that's because I didn't understand how blockchain worked at the time. But per Kathy Wood's point, as long as you have your, in this case, seed phrase, or in other cases, private key, private key, you can get back onto the blockchain and recover your coins. And this is the thing that's facing, what's his name? What's the guy that claims that he's Satoshi?
Uh, um,
Yeah, I can't
Doctor
remember his name. Anyways,
uh,
if he
Craig
didn't,
Craig Wright.
yeah, Craig Wright. If he actually did have the keys, he'd just go and get them. He'd just go and get the $1 million or 1 million worth of Bitcoin that was sitting there. He doesn't have the keys. That's the reason he will never have it. But the point is that she's making it in this particular article is that all you got to do is remember your keys,
Yep.
and you can take your coin anywhere without even having to have your wallet. You don't even have to have it set up somewhere. You can just remember your keys and get it anywhere.
Well, that's what I want to elaborate on. It's not keeping your key. Like for example, when my laptop fried and I just chucked the whole thing. My idea, what was in my head was that my bitcoins were on my drive. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't understand private keys at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, private keys give me access to those coins
Yep.
in the blockchain.
The ability
Okay,
to
I want to make sure
manipulate
that
and send them. Right.
yeah, it's not like I can take them with me anywhere. It's those keys give me access to those coins within the blockchain.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, and you can do with them whether you're manipulating the coins themselves or selling them, or the point is you have it,
Using
as any
ordinals.
key would give you the access to whatever's in the safe, assuming there is something in there. So Kathy Wood's point
And
here is that you can, as long as you remember this, you don't even have to have a wallet set up anywhere. I mean, one of the things people do is the paper wallet, right, where they write everything down. It's called cold storage. Write everything down, keep it on a piece of paper somewhere, and then it's all offline and no one can access it and manipulate it. That's fine. You lose that piece of paper or you don't remember that seed phrase, and you're never getting
some
it
years
again.
ago, some years ago, I think it was like it had to be like more than 10 years ago. This young man actually tattooed his QR code on himself.
Oh yeah.
So he has access to the private keys. Obviously, I'm sure they're nice and secured. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure they are. I don't think he's that dumb. But instead of having his phone or whatever, he literally scan his body, and you can send him Bitcoin. Yeah, that's pretty cool, man.
It's kind of silly, but I guess I can
Yeah,
see the reasoning there, and it's a way of keeping track of this stuff. It's like fingerprints, right? If you could tie your fingerprint to the blockchain, then you wouldn't need to remember a seed. And I'm sure if someone hasn't done that yet, they're probably thinking, "Hey, that's a brilliant idea. I should do that."
yeah. It looks like Kathy Woods is doing good overall. I mean, it seems
Uh,
like every time we have an article on her, she's just doing great. I mean, even her company, Arc Innovations, is doing great. They're it looks like they close this month at the $39
Almost $40.
per
Yep.
share. Yeah, $40,
Yeah. So
and it's up. It's
but
up and
part
up
of
and
the
up,
reason
man.
that her thing is, it's not just the fact that you can take the coins with you anywhere as long as you remember the seed key, is that unlike every other fiat in the world, including some proof of stake, we can't just make more. There's only 21 million Bitcoin, period. In fact, there aren't even 21 million yet because they haven't all been mined, and they won't be mined until sometime after 2050. But that's assuming we continue to mine, which we may do at this point. It seems like it's going to continue in the next 25 years. But what I guess I'm saying is that there is only 21 million coins, and that's the reason the value of Bitcoin keeps going up, is because there's only so much of it. So the thing that I wonder is if the value of Bitcoin, just a single Bitcoin, goes to something north of half a million US dollars, if people will start splitting Satoshis.
Well, that's the thing, is that you technically can't do that. You probably can do it with like a smart contract.
Yeah,
I'm guessing
possibly.
like maybe you're sending it over to Ethereum, and tethering it and locking it up there, and then quote unquote subdividing it. But the Satoshi itself can't actually be divided anymore.
Yeah, what is it? Is it 10 million or is it what's
It's 100 million
100 million is the size of a Satoshi? So if
a Bitcoin.
sorry, right, Bitcoin. Right, Bitcoin is 100 million Satoshis. One Bitcoin is. So at $500,000 per Bitcoin, one Satoshi would be worth half a penny. Which is still, I mean, you probably don't need to split that at that point. But I'm just saying, it's like if it ever went to some ridiculously high value, then people would be like, I can't even afford to buy a Satoshi. Satoshis are so expensive. So.
Yeah, there would have to be like you said, maybe like a smart contract to. But the Satoshi itself, like I was talking about earlier with ordinals, it has its own UTXO, so you'll never be able to actually divide that particular
Right.
Satoshi.
But you're right. With a smart contract, it might be doable. Anyways, let's move on to
Yeah.
what's happening
Is
to
anyone
Helium.
What's going on? Is anyone even using Helium? Nova Labs' new IoT push may provide answers.
Yeah.
Hmm. What is going on
So this
here
this
now?
1663
Yeah.
integration is what we're talking about.
Mhm.
So let's at least go over some of the history if people don't already know. I imagine people listening to our show probably know about Helium. Helium started, what, 2 years ago, roughly?
Yeah, yeah, I would say about 2 years ago. Yeah.
And it blew up kind of at the end of 2021 is when everybody started
This
getting
was,
into it.
and people got to know that this was during the time of IoTs. Everything's IoT. We're
Yeah.
going IoT
Everything still is
everywhere,
IoT.
right?
It's very much IoT.
Yeah. Hmm.
But so regardless of the fact that Helium is an IoT lo-fi, long-range, low bandwidth interface for IoT things. In fact, they used to be on Lime scooters. That was actually how you could get data from Lime scooters or to and from it. So, but Helium's started about like 2 years ago, and it blew up about a year ago. It was November of 2021, and everybody started buying these things, and there's well over 1 million Helium miners throughout the world. Now, what's the problem? Why is it the Helium? What's the deal, and why isn't everybody using it anymore? It's because for some reason it turned into not a real rug pull, but a minor rug pull, where the
Hmm.
builders kind of get in there like, yeah, well, we made our money. See you guys, we're leaving.
Yeah.
and they kind of abandoned the project. It just makes it feel like they didn't really care much about it in the first place. Now, of course, Helium's co-founder, Amir Helium, is still in there and still doing this and still pushing to make Helium a thing. And he's pushing for other things within the project. Like the one big thing, and I think our co-partner Mike actually participated with this, is the 5G system. And the 5G seems to be taking off because it's going to be mixed with, I think, with T-Mobile and
and Solana.
Yeah, well, Solana's what they're moving the coin to. They're moving it to sit on Solana's blockchain. But what I'm saying is that they're using T-Mobile as a backbone for the Helium 5G network. Now, it's not going to officially be 5G. It's going to be 4G as far as I know. But the point is that it's going to be, based off of itself instead of based off of something other than T-Mobile. Or they're using T-Mobile as a backbone, but they can still use other data other ways. And so it's not based off of just a company. It's based off of the chain, right? People can use this IoT network, Helium network, without having to worry about, it's a company that just hasn't put its infrastructure out there. No, its infrastructure is based on all the individual users of it, not some one company. So it's like Verizon and T-Mobile and AT&T might complain, we don't have coverage in that area. It doesn't matter. It's the individuals that cover that area. And I think as of right now, there's a gargantuan number. I don't remember what the article told me exactly, but a gargantuan number of people who have, I think it's like 2,800, 8,300. There's 8,300 5G hotspots already deployed. I mean, that's not nearly as many as a million, but that's still quite a few for a project that only existed barely a year and a half ago. And it's like, how long would it have taken a single company like T-Mobile to deploy all those antennas? A lot longer. And they'd spend billions of dollars doing it, where this is being deployed by individuals who want to earn the token of using the Helium network. So it's kind of a brilliant idea ultimately, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how well it performs versus T-Mobile or AT&T or Verizon. Because I don't remember the exact amount of money, but it was a massive amount of money given to AT&T, 40 years ago by the federal government to spread internet to the masses in rural areas. And did AT&T do it? No. They just spent the money on themselves. So this is incentivizing individual people to make the network more available, and I think it's brilliant. So, but are people using Helium? Yeah, people are using Helium. Are they using it as much as they wish they were? Not really yet.
Yeah, that's the thing. With the whole 5G thing, I'm sure people will jump on board with that.
Yeah, it is pretty expensive to get started. I think it's $2,500 to get started with that, as opposed to the $500 it costs to get started with Helium's IoT network. So, anyways, last article.
I'm curious. I was trying to find an article here while you were speaking.
Mm-hmm.
I know that Helium, remember when the original developers pretty much jetted with their funds? Helium got bought out by another company. Was that Nova Labs?
Yeah, Nova Labs.
I went to Nova Labs' website, and Nova Labs says that they're the creator of Helium, but it doesn't make sense. I know that another company came in. I forgot what it was, though.
I don't know. Honestly, okay. I'm a miner. Did I make my money back? No. Huge loss. Huge comparative loss. I think I've made 10% back of the price I paid for my original.
Ouch. You probably make more money selling it then, right?
I'm just holding on to it. It's one of the things I've learned about coin is it's the long game. If you're getting into it, if you think you're going to get a return in less than 3 months, that's a pie in the sky. If you do get it, great. It's what was it? There's an angel investor motto, which is if you buy into 10 programs or 10 companies, 2 to 3 of them will utterly fail and probably cost you an arm and a leg. 5 of them will make you your money back and you'll break even. And on 1 to 2 of those projects will make 10 to 50 times what you invested in them. And that's those 1 to 2 projects that you're concentrating on as your cash cow. And those people who invested in things like Uber or Google or Facebook early on as those 1 to 2 projects that really made them a lot of money are living high, like Mark Cuban did. So, and Kevin Rose is another early investor in things that made him a multimillionaire or billionaire. I don't think Kevin Rose is a billionaire, but Mark Cuban obviously is. So, 1 in 10, maybe 2 in 10 projects will actually come and make you the money that you're looking for, with the other 9 that didn't succeed, or that did succeed but didn't become massive investments. So, no one really knows.
All right. Last news. Something special is coming up in 2 days on February 7th. Pleaser auctioning couch from original Doge meme. Yes, there is technically an original image of Doge.
Yep,
And that
the
is
original.
it. You can see on the screen. That's the original image.
Yep.
And what's going on?
What is going on here?
They're going to have Pleaser House is going to be hosting a 24-hour NFT auction, and will be giving away the ownership of the couch from the original Doge meme.
But why? Why are they doing this?
They're doing it because they're going to be doing a fundraiser. Correct me if I'm wrong, right?
Yep, that's right.
Fundraiser. Let's see. What was it for, though?
It was for Kabusa, or the original Doge.
There it is. Kabusa, 17-year-old Kabusa got sick in January 2023, and the group and others band together to help Kabusa with medical bills.
Yep.
So yeah, that's actually a really humble thing to do.
Yeah.
So if you guys are interested, you guys want help, there it is.
I think I really like this. I didn't know this before, but maybe it's just been around and I hadn't seen it. Was that they have recreated or changed the Doge meaning to do only good every day.
Yes, Doge. That's awesome. That's an awesome acronym. Love it. And I think that's true just for the Dogecoin community. It's always been like that since its genesis
Inception
of
yeah.
Dogecoin. It's just pretty much that's. Correct me if I'm wrong. Has it ever been like bad people in the Doge community from the beginning to now?
I mean, there
it's
probably
awesome.
were some bad people, but I mean that the intent was never ill. I mean, we know that the creator Palmer, what's his name, he wasn't really into it because he felt like he didn't want to have as much influence on the coin, so he got out pretty early. But
yeah, because his idea was he just wanted to make a meme coin out of it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he just wanted to make a meme out of it.
Yeah.
And he did. And we have other meme coins because of him starting meme coins.
And isn't that crazy, man?
I mean, I own 1 million cats.
Come Rocket.
What about ass pennies, right? No.
Ass pennies.
Anyways, that's all we got for today.
Yeah.
So check out our coin tree. You can donate to us if you like. We appreciate it. You can also check out our website, Discord, YouTube, Twitter, Odyssey, which is back online. Yay, Odyssey is back. Twitch, Spotify, PayPal, etc., etc., etc. And of course, we are doing our first interview kind of fell through, but we have more interviews coming up every Thursday, right? Or is it every Tuesday?
The rest of them are going to be on Thursday.
Every Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific. You guys can check out a new live. We will be doing it live. It will be on Twitch. You can check it out live, see it live. Of course, you can always hear it later if you miss the live stream, if you can't hear it because it's a different time for you. So we thank you for watching. We thank you for listening. We also thank, if you could thank us, even with just a thumbs up, bare minimum. Of course, comments also help too. We appreciate that. So as we say at the end of every show, stack sats and hodl.
And hodl.
Adios.
Adios.